Company surveyed the grim scene before them. A multitude of half-starved refugees, human folk, lizard men, elven, the many peoples of Teleria, all camped in the frozen mud outside the battlements of the Great Gate, now barred. Ogren and Skinwalker guards were denying them entry, telling them to clear off back to their homelands. The company agreed to force their way through and unbar the passage. They emerged victorious on the other side and opened wide the colossal gate to let through the multitude. Amid great acclaim, the company followed the road northward to the Palace of Aravia. But before leaving the gate, a wounded skinwalker seized hold of one of them and growled, "See what you do. Not good. We bar gate for reason. None can help them now." Elven lords and ladies welcomed the travelers with honey cake and mead. They told them they would be led to their new home on the other side of Tillshire. Wasting no time, the company hailed the Elven Guard to demand audience with the Queen. They offered to give her news of her friend and ally, King Teba. The guard promptly returned with his chief, who said, perhaps too affably, "The Queen bids you welcome and friendship. She awaits you in her rooms." Our heroes advanced, nonetheless with caution, into the magnificent palatial hall. They reeled in horror at what they found. Having exchanged the grace of the Eldar for the dark power of the Shadow, the Queen had mutated into a malicious sorceress. It was she who had betrayed the king, had fomented the war between Kirok and Aravia. But to what end? What bargain had she struck? The company now realized that the Skinwalkers had barred Felwyn's gate for good reason. Donning their cloaks, the heroes fled the palace. They then joined the refugees traveling under the escort of the Sacred Order. Stepping inside the township of Tilshire, the company realized they had entered a trap, for the gates were slammed shut and barred behind them. The people, visibly entranced, were herded by Orcish guards to an inner court where Bad El-Khazar, the dark necromancer, was lording his power with the scepter of Surath. Sensing the presence of stronger spirits, the necromancer suddenly roared out, "Guards, arrest them! They are the Queen Killers. Give no quarter should they resist." The company were in two minds. Should they risk tailing the necromancer, knowing they were outnumbered by the Sacred Order? Or should they cut through the treacherous mountain and take him by surprise at Valdemar Strait? Their dilemma was soon resolved by the circling presence of a great white eagle. It carried a message from the Arbiter, telling them to make haste, that a dark mass was in preparation in the Deadlands. So our heroes took the shorter but perilous mountain route. However, slowed in their tracks by a terrible blizzard, they arrived at Valdemar Strait as Bad El-Khazar set sail.